If that little theme song is not enough to make you want to fucking kill yourself, then you're in the wrong place. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Finally getting to fucking retarded ass Sonic Heroes. Yeah, I know. The Sonic project has been going on for quite some time. I would show off the main theme song and all that. The opening song, but for some reason I guess the demo decided not to play it all of a sudden at the moment that I decided to start recording. That's weird. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump into this game instead of having to waste more time dealing with shit that doesn't need to be dealt with. So I guess we'll just have to start on number B, because the only way to actually delete save files is to go through the GameCube memory card thingamabob. So, starting up Sonic Heroes, you have 4 different choices. You have Team Sonic, which is more of the intermediate, it's more of the intermediate section to pick from. Like, it's hard sometimes, but it's still kind of easy. You know, it's fun to blast through, that's for sure. You have Team Dark on the second option here, which basically makes the game a little bit more challenging, gives you more enemies, more gauntlet-based bosses, and yada yada yada. All that good stuff that comes with Team Dark, and you're basically black. So, you're more oppressed. I'm just kidding. Alright, Team Rose is the easiest one to play through. Better off for beginners, but most people probably don't want to play Team Rose in the beginning because they'd rather just play Team Sonic. It makes sense. Then you have Team Chaotix, which is basically more mission-based. And by mission-based, you'll see what I'm talking about once we get to that point. Now, in order to get to the final boss in this game... Sorry, my controller's all over the place over here. In order to get to the final boss in the game, you have to collect all of the 7 Chaos Emeralds. And to do that, you have to break down, like... What was it, like... You have to get 50 rings and then break a cage with a key. There's 2 in each level that you get. And then once you break those down... You are given the option to go to a special stage, and then you beat that special stage, and if you get all the Chaos Emerald... There's like 2 different kinds. There's like the one where you don't get a Chaos Emerald, there's one where you do get one. And I think it's usually like on the second or so stage. I don't know. I'm not really 100% sure. They say the best way of doing it is to do it on Team Amy, or Team Rose, I mean. Because that way you can just get through the enemies faster, and it doesn't take as long to actually beat the levels. But I'm going to try my best to get through every... like every story, and hopefully getting as many Chaos Emeralds as I can, because they do carry over and they do save. So if you get a Chaos Emerald in like Team Sonic, it should carry over in Team Dark. I think that's how it works. But I think they also carry over the special missions. Like, say for instance, in Seaside Hill, if I played on Team Sonic and got a Chaos Emerald there, and I didn't get a Chaos Emerald at all until I played Team Dark, play Seaside Hill, I think it starts up the second stage that you have to do to get the second Chaos Emerald. I believe so. Again, I'm not really 100% sure on that because I never actually, play tested that myself. But here we go. Alright. So this video, actually, oh no, they got rid of annotations, didn't they? Yay, they did. So, if you guys are not exactly familiar with how I used to do my... You bastard. How I used to do, like, my... already off to a great start in a game of Sonic. No, the game's not clunky or it's not bad. It's just I'm having a hard time, apparently. Because what Sonic basically is just run straight, and Sonic Heroes changes that up to run straight and hit things and sometimes fly. That's what Sonic Heroes does, and it's a good game, I think so, for sure. So, anyway, back on topic. If you're not familiar with my Sonic project, my Sonic Generations project, I started Sonic Heroes a while ago, and I did like a whole full 100% Let's Play on it. Or at least, 100% enough to where I could actually qualify as 100%. And after that, I did every Sonic game that was involved with Sonic Generations, i.e. level-wise. So, for instance... The first generation of Sonic games that you get is Sonic 1. You get to play through Green Hill Zone, of course, because, God forbid, why would anybody not ever want to play Green Hill Zone, like, ever, So you play that, and then you get to go to Sonic 2, and then 3 afterward, I think? Shit, I don't remember. Well, anyway, you play, I think it's Sonic 2 and then 3, then you play those levels, and I would annotate... Well, I have a playlist of it too. I basically make a playlist showing off all of the levels I've played via Generations and via the actual version they came from, they originated from. You'd have to go see it yourself. It's a pretty cool project, it really is. Alright, hang on here. I want to get the most out of those loops. I'll explain a lot of stuff in a minute. I'm trying to explain how the fuck my freaking project even worked. But I have no time to explain anything because this game is too damn fast. Too fast for you. Too fast for me. So, basically, Sonic 1, 2, 3, they had their own levels in the game. And then you fight a boss, a mini-boss. And the mini-boss was actually Metal Sonic from Sonic CD. So that's why I played Sonic CD on my channel, because they were the mini-boss. And I will do that for every mini-boss. I will even show off the level it came from. And I would put it all into like one big playlist. It would start off like the level from Generations and to show off the level that actually originated from. So that was a cool little idea. Even though it's been going on for fucking God who knows how long years. Is there something back there? I don't think so. Well, regardless, still working on it now, and it's going to take some time to beat because there's plenty of Sonic games I need to go through. And then after you fight the mini-boss, you get to fight the main boss, which was Eggman 2. I think it was like the Death Egg, or whatever you want to call it. I don't remember what it was. Basically, I think it was like the final boss of Sonic 2. So I put him in. That saved me some trouble. And then now I'm currently in the sort of like second generation of Sonic games, as I like to call the Dreamcast era. And first we start off with Sonic Adventure, which they put in Speed Highway, and then Sonic Adventure 2 had City Escape. Oh, fuck my asshole. That was all my fucking rings? Yes, I did. Oh, great. So, yeah, and then you get Sonic 2 with that level. Yeah, City Escape. Did that one, and then you have... God damn it! Sonic Heroes with Seaside Hill, I think. That's what we're doing right now. And then after Seaside Hill, I think you fight... Shadow?
Got it.
Okay, what the fuck? I'm not picking these rings? Alright, fine, game, whatever. So, yeah, then you fight Shadow, the Hedgehog from Sonic Adventure 2, so I'm gonna have to put in that little thing. And I guess I lost my ability to fly for a second there, so I couldn't actually get up on that platform like I wanted. And then I think the boss was Perfect Chaos, so basically, the second generation saves me the trouble of playing multiple games, even though I still kind of have to. So anyway, if you haven't really figured out what the fuck I'm doing by now, I'll go ahead and try to explain. So, oh, there we go. It's like, the game's fucked up. Each character has their own particular moveset. Sonic, for instance, has like his B. He's got a light dash. He's the basic speed character. You can hold B, and you can do like a, you know, your typical like homing dash, spin dash, whatever you want to call it. You have your homing attack. If you press B, or if you hold it and then press it again, you can do that, like a spin dash attack. What else does he have? I think that's mostly it. He's got this tornado ability. It comes in handy with poles and sometimes enemies, depending on who you're fighting. If you switch to Tails, he can fly, and he can basically shoot people, shoot his friends and the enemies, knock them down, stun them. The higher the level Tails is, the stronger it'll be, and you can eventually kill off enemies. Level 1 Tails basically makes it to where you can only stun them. I think level 2 does damage and stuns them, and then level 3 I think just obliterates them in like a good hit. Knuckles has a different formation. They all have their own formation. This happens to every single story mode you play through, so it doesn't matter which characters you play. As long as it's power, fly, or speed, they're going to do what they need to do. Although sometimes they have their own different, unique, particular attacks, I guess you could say. Like, for instance, Knuckles uses Tails and Sonic as boxing gloves, and he'll actually do this and mash him down. If you jump in there, hold A, you can, or whatever system you're playing on, whether it be X or A, for PlayStation 2 or GameCube, you can do this little triangle thing right here. It's called the triangle jump. It's good for basically whenever you're flying downward. Also, each character has their own unique, different ways of flying into the cannons. If you're playing as a power character and you jump into a cannon, you have the option to pick where the characters are going to go. Sonic and Tails, on the other hand, have their own different routes that they can take. And also, each character has their own route they can take on the map as well. So sometimes you'll see those, like, it'll say speed and power and all that great stuff. Fly, that's the other one, yeah. So, what else was there with Knuckles? He has what I like to call a triangle formation, where it spreads the whole team out into like a group of 3, and whenever you're running on ramps or loops, you'll split up into like 3 different sections, and then from there, like this for instance, right here, we'll split up, if I don't go the same path as Sonic. You'll speed through it, and you can get more things on your travels. Sometimes they'll have automatic systems that switch you around and make it to where, like, if you're running in front of like a gate, it'll have like a speed gate. It'll switch you to Sonic immediately because it's like, yeah, we prefer you play Sonic here. Also, these orbs right here, there's yellow, red, and blue. They level up your character. You can tell on the top right corner, you can switch between your characters between X or Y. And of course, you have those little white dots there, and Knuckles is missing all three. Those are basically, those little orbs, they level you up. And you can only level up 3 times, and it disappears after a level. So you have to recollect them by killing enemies or finding them in certain objects. Usually killing enemies is a pretty good way of determining whether or not you're going to get one. Most of the time. Now this right here, if you get that little emblem, or if you kill enough enemies or do enough damage or collect enough rings, you'll get Team Blast, which you can press Z, and each team has their own unique ability. Team Sonic basically gives you the ability to just do a screen loop. That's pretty much all it is. Also, the ending of the levels will be determined by points. So they do keep the grading system in the game. And yes, it's irritating about falling in that fucking hole. I could have died there. It is irritating, but it's something that Sonic apparently liked to do after Sonic Adventure. There's so much. It's crazy. Sonic Heroes is cool in terms of what it does. I really like it for what it is. But trying to go for everything is a pain in the ass. As you can see, I got a C because I spent way too much time. I got a good ring bonus, but I had some pretty shitty amount of time, though. Even though I was under 10 minutes, apparently, I guess I just wasn't good enough or quick enough. We should gain access to doing the special stage. Okay, yes, if you have 50 rings and a key, I believe it's 50 rings and a key. As long as you have a key, then you'll do the bonus challenge or special stage. This makes no fucking sense. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. Am I supposed to mash B, or am I supposed to just hold it? Because you see, if I hold it like this, yeah, I'll keep speeding through it, but it'll eventually stop. But of course, if I mash it, then I will basically somewhat go faster. If you collect these orbs, you can see in the top right there's a bar up there that basically you're supposed to fill up by collecting these different orbs, and you're supposed to pretty much chase down the Chaos Emerald, but we're doing the special, or the challenge stage as they call it, where you're supposed to just do nothing but pretty much chase down, or try to get to the end as quick as you can before time runs out. That's all it really is. If you run out of bar, you're not really fucked until you grab more orbs. These special stages have never made any nick of sense to me whatsoever, and I hate these parts especially because the controls are so fucking wonky. Even though most of the game is okay when it comes to controls, although a lot of people will complain about controls when it comes to Sonic Heroes, and I understand why they would, because there are times where it fucking sucks. I know that. Well, special stages are the epitome of what I would call the worst of the control schemes. You see there, I wasn't really trying to go upward, but apparently the game said I was. Even though, well, if you go too far to the left or right, it will pretty much automatically make you go toward the upper path, and it's just irritating. I'm not trying to complain about it. It is annoying, but it's just something that needs to be it needs to be talked about because it is going to be a problem in the future, I'm sure. Because if I miss any of these orbs when chasing Chaos Emerald, I'm kind of fucked. Because yes, the Chaos Emerald has its own finish line. All these special stages have a finish line. And that's the annoying thing. Like, if you don't catch up with it in time, you're fucked. The reason why people say play Team Rose is because you can get to the enemies faster, and you can just basically just practically beat the game a little faster that way. Yes, you can skip all these. For the main challenge stages, you get just basically 1-ups. Now, I don't exactly know how to access the second stage, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to try to get 50 rings and then get a key and then beat the second stage with it. With having 50 rings and a key on. That way I can hopefully be guaranteed to go to the Chaos Emerald level. That's what I'm going to try for, at least. Alright, so yeah, most Sonic games, at least of this generation, became one of those, like, just press B to do everything kind of jokes. And yeah, they kind of are in a way, especially when you're playing, like, Sonic Adventure or Sonic Adventure 2. But Sonic Heroes somewhat changes it up a tad bit to where they make it to where it's not just press B all the time, but you do have other options for like X and Y to switch formations, and Z button to do like team attacks and what have you. Oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to talk about is like what happens when you level up characters. And when you level up characters, they do give off a significant amount of change, somewhat. And Tails is like the least amount that you'll see. Knuckles is pretty easy to tell what his will change into. So for now, for instance, I think since I'm level 1 Sonic, I can do like a pretty decent homing attack, a stronger homing attack, and a stronger kick attack. Now, if I do level 2 Sonic, I think it ups your damage. And then I think you can... Yeah, I think for Sonic, it just ups damage. That's pretty much it. Knuckles is the same way, but he has more explosive attacks with it. I will try to show off everything I can, but trying to show them off in order and try to get them all down is kind of annoying. So, yeah, as you can see now, Tails has just basically a stun. He can't kill anybody because he's level 0. And until he levels up to like level 1 or 2, he can't kill anybody. So that's one difference. I haven't really shown off too much of... Okay, I think that's one thing. If I'm correct, I think Knuckles automatically does this at level 0. Either that or he does like less AoE for it. His level 2 or his level 1 upgrade basically gives him the ability to kind of like slam the ground and do like another slam attack, pretty much. So that's what he does. This is where triangle jump becomes useful. That's pretty much the only times you really need it. Yeah, you can attack enemies with triangle jump, but it's not recommended. I don't recommend it personally. So now Sonic's level 3, it seems like. That's good. Oh, well, another thing that Sonic can do is this. Or any speed character for that matter. I think since I'm level 3 of Sonic, I think that upgrades the Tornado Kick move too. Oh shit, I about got hit right there, because if I would have fallen on the enemy, that would have sucked ass. So what I like about Sonic Heroes is you pretty much just go through it. Like, it's kind of like Shadow the Hedgehog on neutral mode. And that's what I like about some Sonic games, is if you just want to have a good time and play a Sonic game, then it's best to play like the neutral side of things. And to me personally, Team Sonic is the neutral side. Kind of like the neutral pathway in Shadow the Hedgehog, which I will get to one of these days if I actually have my channel still. We'll see about that. More than likely I will. Alright, now we're level 2 Knuckles. I want to show that off. I think it upgrades this too to do more damage. So you do that combo, and now it launches out a more fiery effect on AoE. And what level 3 will basically send out little like volcanic rocks that come from the ground. So once you do your shit rock, the full combo for it, then it'll become a little bit more explosive. Yeah, I guess we have to switch to Knuckles now. I mean, it's good that they have these paths, these branching paths especially, that give you the, and then sometimes they have like the automatic ones that give you the, or they basically force you to switch characters because they know something's about to happen and they want you to be prepared for that. Again, this game's not, it's not hard, it's just, there are times where it can be really irritating, especially with boss fights, because the game does so little to explain anything and has those horrible, every once in a while has horrible controls. And, well, mainly in the main part of the game, I personally think. I'm fine with most of it for the most part. I can care less. Yeah, see, now that Tails is level 2, he has more time to fly. And now, we have infinite hover. Awesome. Yeah, level 2 upgrades your hover ability so you can stay in air longer and you can kill enemies. And level 3, I think, does a lot of fucking damage, actually. Tails actually becomes useful. He should be, at least. Come on, kill him. Thank you. Yeah, if they're already stunned, I don't think you can kill them while they're stunned unless you're playing, like, I think, another character. I'm not really sure. Looks like we have everybody level 3 again. So that's good. Hope we can make this. Sometimes you can't. Also, when it comes to these jack-offs, it's best to use Knuckles to break through their shields. Or at least a power character. Because they're a pain in the ass. Yeah, Sonic, I think, at level 3 can break through shields. Or it's either level 2 or level 3. I don't know. You guys will have to look it up yourselves if you're interested. If you care that much to know what the fuck's going on in this game, then yeah, sure, by all means. Yeah, this game has weird effects sometimes, but I don't care. Like I said, I like the game for the most part. I really do. It's just going through it, and that long trek of 4 paths is just, it can be a pain in the ass. Oh, that's one of the reasons why, because like I try to go pick up all my rings and I get like 20 out of it. I drop like 100 and I only get 20 back. It's complete bullshit. Especially when you're near the end. I don't even have a fucking key yet. That's the annoying thing. I mean, yeah, there's plenty of levels to go through, and yeah, I can basically do them over time, but still, they give you barely any way of getting rings when you're playing at least Team Sonic, and it's just irritating as fuck. Especially when you're playing Team Shadow.
Got it.
Or Team Dark. I don't know why I keep saying Team Team Shadow because there's no Team Shadow, it's Team Dark, Team Rose, Team Chaotix. Although Team Sonic, basically Team Sonic is named after Sonic. It's literally what it is. I'm gonna go with the up path this time. Fuck it.
Leave it to me. Let's go.
Alright, so yeah, I was planning on doing Find Out Some Fuck Boys, but Dalton basically just didn't want to do it. And I was like, alright, fine, we won't do it then. And so we're not. And here I am. Yeah, you do have the option to either stun or like use Tails to fly up those or just home attack with Sonic. Sometimes it's just much better just to fucking fly with Tails, especially if you're on grind rails and you're afraid of falling off because, yeah, that could be a problem. And yes, grind rails are a thing in this game. Yeah, they're back for sure, and they're back hard. They even have a whole entire level dedicated to nothing but grind rails. Rail Canyon, I'm looking at you. You piece of shit. Oh, it's gonna be a blast, I'm sure. Yeah, this game's weird. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm about to fall off, but I don't. Ah, there's a key. Good thing, too. They usually have, like, 2 keys in levels, but I haven't seen the other one. It must be past it, like, a long fucking time ago. Usually, if you get all 3 springs, you get a little extra surprise. Whether it be rings or maybe, like, a shield or something. Yes, and whenever you go through those checkpoints, you can choose who gets the upgrade. Whoever touches it at that moment will get the upgrade for it. This sucks ass right here. I recommend just playing Sonic because trying not to get hit by this thing is the most irritable thing in the entire fucking world. Like, I'm like dead set close to being a hit right now, and I'm probably going to get hit. I usually just hold down or hold up, depending on like which direction you're going. But I got really fucking lucky right there, because usually I get hit by that shit, and it wastes all my rings right near the end of the 2. And I hate that. Again, I'm not 100% sure on if getting all the rings matters or not, but I'm going to take a wild guess and say that it is.
Not bad.
I'm going to open the menu. I'm going to try to look at the manual real fast and see if it says anything about it. Probably not. Yeah, cool thing is, like, on the back, they have Sonic Battle. I'm talking about that, too, which I think is cool. Because that was a fun-ass game. That's for sure. Age Unknown for fucking, Dr. Eggman over here. Aha, here we go. Emerald Challenge. Cool. So here we go. Power dash and keep the gauge full. That's all they want you to do. See, I don't know if having, like the gauge any bigger does anything. Like, I know they want us to keep it full so we can actually, you know, keep mashing through this shit and actually getting through it. And if I'm correct, I think... Well, okay, logically speaking, it would make the most sense if Sonic was the fastest, but apparently I guess I just did that. So I guess if you don't mash it, if you just press it and wait for it to stop, that should actually work. Yeah, in the manual they tell you all these different things you can do. Different solo attacks and what have you. But I'm trying to find... No, wait, here we go, special stage. Using the power gauge allows a sudden dash, creating a temporary shield of air. Continuous use drains the power gauge, so use caution. I think you're supposed to do it when I was doing it. I might have been doing it right, and just didn't know. All these years that I'm just... Or didn't know that was the preferred way of doing it, I guess. Alright, so this is the Egg Hawk. Oh boy. Now, this one's kind of irritating because it's a really fucking weird fight. And also, the light dash is extremely janky, if you couldn't tell right there. It's highly fucking... It's bad, you guys. It's really bad. One trick with Knuckles is to try to get him to, like, do his combo attack and then try to get that upper slam that he does with level 3. So that way you can just keep multi-bouncing on Eggman. What I do here, and what some people do actually, funny enough, is most people like to just do this. They like to just stand right here, wait for Eggman to come back so they don't have to chase his ass down, because God forbid he's an annoying asshole. Yeah, you'll miss out on most of your upgrades, but who cares, right? We're not here for points, we're here to kick his ass.
Leave it to me.
About Tails. Gotta get some of those damages going. Let's say back up just a tad bit here. So that way he's back on the track. and then he should stop. Okay, maybe he's not going to right now. Alright. Do my little shit rock. I guess apparently Eggman's trying to be too smart with us and just not gonna let me actually kill him. Alright. Yeah, for some reason Sonic's really weird. His attacks are very fucking strange. Like, I'm level 1 right now, and I can kill somebody like with one hit, but all of a sudden sometimes the game decides I can't do it. Oh, there you go, Eggman's dead. That was quick. Yeah, that's the entire stage of basically Seaside Hill. Most of these stages will last about close to 10 minutes. And, yeah, I know, that's crazy, but they literally do. And yes, they do actually expect you to beat these stages in, like, minimal amount of time. So yeah, now we have 3 emblems, and yes, the game does carry over emblems again from Sonic Adventure. Oh boy. It even has a multiplayer mode too, so if you want to check that out for yourselves, you can whenever you get the game. So once we get to Grand Metropolis, I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to end off the video and continue into another video, because I'm going to make this a session. I might start doing it like that from now on instead. Might be easier for me.
Escaped into the city.
I don't know, it makes things a little bit easier to edit, so I don't have to worry about editing too much. And yes, I probably will talk to most of these cutscenes because it's Sonic, and I just don't care. Alright, so, anyway folks, without further ado, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time when we play some more Sonic Heroes. And, as always, I will see you all next time. So take care, everybody.